Welcome to Hot Garbage.
Hello and welcome to Hot Garbage, where we are the only trash talk that matters. I'm your host, Laura. I tried to do that intro 3 times. Each and every time sounded fucking horrible. I feel like that time sounded fucking horrible too, but there's a certain time where you're like, cut your losses.
And it only took us like 10 minutes to get to that part where we're like, we should probably try again.
Okay. We like hard ejected. Like it was so bad the first time, hard ejected. Like hard ejected.
Started talking about other shit just to buffer it.
Literally, like, fix yourself, come back. All right. All right. So, if you can't tell, vibes are fucking, I don't know, fucking weird, possibly. I don't know.
It's been a weird day, so it's only
Yeah.
natural to bring it onto here.
Stephanie doesn't want to talk. Anyway. She's just
going between Lala and Sandoval.
She's just here on the couch with them. Chilling with your besties. What?
I don't have anything to contribute yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so let's get into motherfucking share time. Tyler's gonna go first.
I hate this already.
Freaky Friday.
Keep the weird fucking vibes going. Let's go. So, I realized this morning I'm very, very glad that I live in a world where clocks adjust themselves. Because we had the whole like time change and shit.
Oh yeah.
And I
You
completely
don't have any
forgot
clocks
about
that
it.
you changed on your own.
I have my car clock, and that's what made me realize that I'm glad that I live in this kind of world.
You don't have like a clock on like your stove?
Oh shit, I forgot about those.
I forgot about that
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Microwave?
I don't have a microwave, so.
Me either.
But
Fuck microwaves.
like well, first off, forgot about the time change. So last night I set an alarm for even earlier than I normally do, so I could get up and like make breakfast and shit like that. So that went off, and I was like, no. I snoozed it and changed times and shit for a while, and eventually left like 20 minutes before I had to go to work. And then I get in my car, and that one's still an hour behind. So I'm just staring at it like, what?
What's happening?
I check my phone. I look at that. Look at my phone. I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, this is the wrong time. This is technically the wrong time.
It's always the wrong time.
Like the
Okay,
time we're in
listen.
right now.
Time doesn't exist, man.
Yeah, like we're technically in daylight savings, so what we just left was normal time.
Yeah, I miss it already.
I like that it gets like it's like 7 o'clock and it's still bright outside.
Ugh, I hate
Because
it.
I don't like the dark.
I love that. I love it too.
I'm not into the dark.
I hate the sun.
If we could live in this time like all the time and make this normal, that's fine. But I think that we should all just live on a normal time.
Mm-mm. Let's just block out the sun.
Look at the sun. It's gonna kill us anyway.
Exactly.
All right. Me and Keenan had no idea either. We like were awake. And he goes out into the kitchen and he was like, what time is it? And I tell him the time. And he goes, okay. I hear him like do things. And he comes back in and he's like, out there, it was an hour later. I said, I want to go live out there. I don't want it to be 11:30.
Gonna go live in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. I just like assumed I slept really late. I was really surprised I like slept till like 9:30. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And I was like, I guess I was tired. And and like I was just going about my day, and then finally Laura said something about it, and I was like, oh, that did happen last night. I totally who would have known?
You were living your whole Sunday. Like, it was going to get bright at like 7, and you were going to be like, oh my God, what's happening?
I didn't
So,
realize it
okay.
till like later on in the day or something like that. But I'd set my alarm for 3 because I had to be at work at like 5:30, and I was like, gives me time to get up, actually wake up a little bit, go make food, and then like later on, I was just like, it literally went from 1:59 to 3, and that's when I woke up.
Ugh.
And I'm just like, fuck that shit.
That's what happened. I have a question. So, like, if sunset is 7 o'clock here, is sunset 6 o'clock for you guys?
I've never been able to figure that out.
Fantastic.
Because, like, I feel like, it should get darker, like,
Right.
as the sun's moving. Because, like, the sun isn't moving, like, with
Right.
an
It
hour.
moves like this. That's why
Yeah.
you were in different time zones.
Yeah. So I don't know. Because there's, like, I know there's times where it's, like, I have friends in California and stuff, and they'll, like, post pictures at the same time. Like, I'm looking at my phone or whatever, and it's brighter there than it is where I'm at. So I'm like,
Yeah, because the sun moves. So, yeah, it has to, because, like, it's because the sun is.
I don't think
So,
it's like
yeah, it has to be 7 for everybody.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
my
like on the hour
technically-
like that though.
My phone
But technically,
says 7:40 is the time it's gonna set in Texas. Or in
mine was
San Antonio,
7.
at least.
Okay, so it's a little bit later.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
mine was 7 today.
Mhm.
Like 7 exactly. Because I said it's going to be like 7 o'clock when the sun sets, and it was exactly 7.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad we figured that out.
Yeah.
Not exactly an hour, but a little bit later.
Come to Hot Garbage. We talk about daylight savings and how the sun moves in the middle of reality TV. Jack of
Welcome
all
to Hot
trades out here.
Science.
What hot science right now? Hot
I
for
love
teacher.
that.
What's that hot for teacher song? Or weird. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Weird Science.
Yeah, that's the one.
Weird Science.
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
and it does. No, hot for teacher is the one with the science teacher in the classroom.
Are we talking about movies or songs right now?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm
Because
not
the
sure.
song Hot for Teacher doesn't mention a science teacher, it just mentions
No.
a teacher.
Yeah. Right. There's a movie.
I don't recall.
I don't know what it's called. Okay. Anyway. Fuck it, I don't care that much. Anyway. What is it today? Anyway,
Just weird day.
it's my
Yeah.
share time.
Mhm.
Is it my motherfucking share time?
It
I'm not used to not
Yes.
going first, so it's my motherfucking share time. It's like rip the mic. It's my motherfucking share time. Okay, so me and Stephanie are splitting our shows up.
Mhm.
I'm going to talk about Love is Blind because it ended. And we need to talk about how funny it was because 5 minutes into the first episode, Jimmy and Chelsea are talking. And Chelsea's like, and he's like, how are you feeling? And she's like, I'm feeling real good. Tyler, you're going to die. This is Delulu. And she's like, I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling confident. A
Mhm.
couple of days ago, I didn't feel so confident, but now, like, we've had a couple good days. Like, I'm feeling good about it. And he was like, oh, okay. And she's like, how are you feeling? And he's like, I'm not going to the altar. And says it, I mean, just like that. I
And
mean,
Chelsea's
I'm not
like-
walking to the altar. Like, it's just like,
Chelsea's stunned.
because I mean, how he says it was so like, how you feeling? How you doing? She like professes her whole heart out, and how you doing? I'm not walking down the aisle.
He's not doing it.
And she's like,
bye.
and she's like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, we're not getting married. Like, and she's like, you don't even want to go to the ceremony? And he's like, nope.
Just, mm-mm.
It's not happening.
Not even a little bit. Don't want to go through the charade. Nope. And she is just taken aback. I'm cracking up because I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, Chelsea, you guys were never getting married, like, and you knew it too. So what? You guys were all just gonna like go and have the party, and you guys like that's just what was happening.
I don't know what she thought was gonna happen, but I'm so glad they didn't get to the altar because they're not a good match.
We're
at
never gonna
all.
get married.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. And so we're only left with 2 couples at this point.
Yep.
AD and Clay, and Johnny and Amy. And Johnny and Amy go second, but we're going to talk about them first because it was a foregone conclusion that they were getting married the whole time. While you were watching the wedding, it was like them being like, "Yeah, I'm so excited to get married." Like it was always going to happen, and everybody knew it. As Chelsea said, that's our strongest couple. That says so much about the season. That statement right there. The strongest couple is the only one that got married. And who thought in the beginning it was going to be Johnny and Amy? Not me. Not me. Not you. Not anybody. There's nobody that thought it was going to be them.
Like what Laura said, that this was it Engaged and Underage or
Yeah, like they're an episode of the MTV show Engaged and Underage. That's what they are.
Literally are. Like even the wedding, I feel like was the wedding of those Engaged and Underage kids.
Yeah, like it was just 2 kids getting married. And that's how the families treated it too. We're just 2 kids getting married.
All those darn kids. Like that's
I was like, okay, all right. So then we had AD and Clay.
Oh my god.
And the whole time I'm going, AD, you're not saying yes to this man. So they get up there, and don't you know she said yes to this man. And took me by surprise. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And so then we get on over to Clay, and Clay goes, "Yeah, nah.
It's not happening."
He's like, it would honestly like be a disservice like for me to get married to you. Like I'm not ready to get married. Like I shouldn't be married. Like no. Like this isn't going to end well. I'm not doing it. Which like props to him for understanding you're a piece of shit. Cuz it's you. And his mom was talking to his dad, and the mom was like, "You know, he took all that shit that you did to me to the altar up there. Like this is your fault." That's what the mom said to the dad on camera.
And it's not really his fault. Clay needs to grow up. He's 30 years old. But
stop having a chip on your shoulder.
It is a little bit his dad's fault, a little bit, but it is ultimately Clay's fault.
Yeah. And so he like was sweet talking her, like wanting to be with her and stuff. And before they left, she was like, "I'm not dating him again."
And she better not. We better get to the
She better not.
And they better not be together. AD, please.
AD girl, run.
Something that bothered me about their wedding was when she walked down the aisle, he said something about her body looking amazing. Like,
it's because she's fucking hot.
She is fucking hot, but God, all
let's be for real. Like every time I see her, I think the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm not trying to marry her. I'm just looking at her on the TV screen.
Yeah. She's amazing. She's a beautiful woman, but
I mean Tyler, like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. Like as a straight woman.
I looked her up whenever y'all were talking about her last week. She's pretty damn hot.
Oh my god. Her butt is things that I strive for. Like that is a dream that I will never ever have.
That would never happen to me.
Like no matter what I do, my body is not made to look like that. So she will always be hotter than me.
Even when she was crying, she was so beautiful.
Oh, she was so beautiful crying. Anyway. Oh my god. So anyway, the other thing is that Jimmy and Chelsea, so the reunion was already filmed, but we're not seeing it until Wednesday. Because that whole live reunion thing that we went through, they decided we're never doing that again. People that were up for 2.5 hours, I got to watch it that night. There were so many people that got to watch it the next day because Netflix botched the whole thing. If you don't remember, if you were there. Yeah.
Forgot about
Yep.
that. Everybody was mad.
Yeah, I was one of the select few people that could actually watch it. Like there were a lot of people that couldn't even watch it. They had to wait for the next day. I was one of the select few that could.
Nice.
Don't know why. Don't care. Got to do it.
It's all that matters.
It's all that mattered. Yeah, so Jimmy and Chelsea were actually pictured having dinner together. So there's a chance they're back together.
Saw that on TikTok. Someone just the other day saw them sitting down eating at the restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a chance that they're back together.
I don't understand why they have no chemistry. They're not.
I hope they watch themselves and then go, no.
Yeah. If they haven't watched themselves by now, what the fuck? So.
Yeah. Like, no. No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, so I think that's all I want to talk about. I'm excited to see what happens in the reunion. I'm excited to see Jess. I'm excited to see how the cast reacts to Sarah Ann and Jeremy.
Same. Oh my god, I cannot wait.
I want them all to rip them apart. Eat them, spit them back out, and give us all what we want. We're all showing up for them to get absolutely fucking ripped apart. I want Jeremy and his fucking coward baby little ass going, I packed up all your shit. I want him to get booed and cried off the stage by the rest of the cast. That's what I want. I want somebody to go straight Lala, DJ James Kennedy, booing section at the reunion in the corner. That's what I want. I want a booing section.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's my motherfucking share time. Let me pass the mic because I'm an only child.
All right, so this week my share time is Traitors, and it was the season 2 finale. So, it started with Sheree getting voted off, and
Look at you. Look at you and your San Diego Padres. Where'd you get that?
I bought it the other day.
Stop, I love it.
That's
Look
amazing.
at that. I have St. Louis behind me. We have Padres. Tyler, where's your
I'm
Boston?
not wearing my hat. I can run to the living room and get it real quick, but
go get it.
Too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's represent all of our teams.
We quite literally made him get up and leave. We literally bullied him to leave. There we go.
All right. And with that, welcome to the podcast that I wanted to start, which is going to be called Garbage Teams, where we talk about how all our teams suck.
All our teams do suck.
Go Padres!
Not a single one of us are better than the other ones. All of us.
Last place.
You got the Padres trading away Juan Soto.
I don't know who that is.
That is the funniest saga in the world. That is genuinely the funniest thing that could happen. He was like this hot commodity on
the Nationals.
Yeah. And they basically traded the team to get Soto. Traded the team. Traded the team.
No, he was signed by them.
Is that what happened?
Oh no. Okay. Are you talking about the Padres traded the team? Are you talking about the Nationals traded the team to get him, or
no? Didn't the Nationals trade him and Bell over to the Padres, and didn't the Padres send their team to the Nationals?
Gotcha. I thought you meant whenever the Nationals got him, they traded the team, and I'm like,
no.
He was
no. They drafted him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Soto's career since we're here and I fucked up a timeline. Here we go. Soto gets drafted by the Nationals. Soto gets traded with Bell to the Padres.
Yeah.
Wins a World Series first.
Right. They don't win.
Not the Padres, right?
They won in 2019.
Oh yeah, they did win. They did win the World Series with him. Yes, they did, and then they fell apart.
Yep.
Not the Padres, right?
No,
No,
the
that
Nationals.
was still the Nationals.
Okay.
They traded Soto to the Padres, and the Padres gave, I forget what, but I mean like everything.
It was like 6 or 7 players for this guy.
Yeah, it was like everything.
And like a little tag along with him, but
Yeah, like they just wanted to get rid of Bell, so they just like tacked him on.
yeah.
Like that's what happened. And
Yeah.
so they had him for 2 years, right? Is it 2 years at this point? Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't do jack shit. You guys got to like a playoff game and that's about it. Like you guys really like the guy did jack shit for you because you traded the team to get him. And you can't have just one guy. It doesn't work like that. Look at Aaron Judge on the fucking Yankees. It doesn't work like that. I said it. I said it out loud.
No, you're not
I know
wrong.
that they have the other people, but I said that out loud.
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah. And then they traded because what? It's his last year on the contract, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the Yankees traded was it like 3 or 4 people for him?
Yeah.
I think.
So it's Soto's final year on the contract. So they traded him over to the Yankees, and the Yankees gave the San Diego Padres there was like a minor league person. There was like a couple pitching somethings. I don't know. Doesn't fucking matter. You
the
guys
Padres
are
are also like entirely made up of shortstops. So
literally. There's 3. Fernando Tatis Jr., that other guy.
Xander Bogaerts.
Can't think of his name. And
My
Xander
shirt.
Bogaerts, but what's that other guy's name? Kim?
Yeah.
No.
Is
Is
it
it Kim?
Hae-Sung Kim?
Yeah,
And then there's somebody else too.
there is
But
another one.
They have like 5 shortstops and they just threw them in random positions.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they don't really have a great team. The St. Louis Cardinals have the shittiest organization in the world, and that's really what that comes down to. We have the shitty shit. We actually took Tyler's shitty shit in Shane Bloom and took him on over. So we've actually inherited. Yeah. So we've inherited other people's shitty shit. And we thought that would help us. And so Sonny Gray, we signed him, and that was our big signing. That was all we did, really, be for real. And so we got him, and because he's over 32, because the St. Louis Cardinals do not sign anyone under the age of 32. It's either that you came up in the minor league, Lars Nootbaar, Carlson, all you guys, talking about you, Edmund, talking about you guys, you came up, so you're young, or we sign a 32-year-old. That's what we do. We also like to sign past players and pay them an exorbitant salary to live our glory years of 2011 and market that and tote that around to our fans, hoping that entices people to buy tickets because nobody wants to watch this pathetic fucking team. And so what did they do? They went out and they got Sonny Gray, who's like 35. He's not. He's like 32. But he is going to be our starting pitcher. He's going to be our number 1, even though he's a number 2 starter. We're making him our number 1 starter. We're riding him until the wheels fall off. And don't you know, spring training comes around, motherfucker got injured almost immediately, and he's no longer going to pitch on opening day. So we're starting out great over here on the St. Louis organization. So we have no pitching, horrible management of our team, organization of the St. Louis Cardinals, talking to you, DeWitt, where you're the 4th richest billionaire and we have the 16th payroll. Okay, fuck you. Hear you, see you, fucking feel you. John Mozeliak, you're a piece of shit. Nobody likes to talk to you. That's why we don't have any trades. That's why nobody wants to talk to you, because you're a piece of shit. Nobody wants to talk to you. So what did they do? They brought Shane Bloom in. Yay! Only nobody wants to fucking talk to him either. So we got 2 people that nobody wants to fucking talk to up there. Because they're arrogant schmucks and they look like it. Like it's all them. Anyway, so that's what's going on over here. Tyler's in the best position.
We're doing all right now.
Yeah. Tyler's our only hope and dream.
Can we talk about how Stephanie bought a shirt as a joke and that led to you
And
getting
we're
a
out
second
here?
spare time? I looked over about 2 minutes in and she's just like,
I just got the shirt. Okay, so let's talk about traitors. So it's the finale, Stephanie.
Okay. Sheree.
Collect yourself. It's fine.
Sheree got murdered. Who cares? All right, moving on.
Sheree got murdered.
She got murdered.
That's where you got, right. But Sheree got murdered.
They played a game. They had to
The game was stupid.
It was stupid. Who cares? But on the way back home, everyone's convinced Kate is the traitor at this point. On the way back home, Kate convinces CT that Sandra is the traitor. Everyone thinks that, or Kate, Trishelle and CT are on the same page about voting out Kate at the end, and they just have to get Sandra on board and some other people on board. They get to round table, vote Sandra out. Immediately, Sandra tells them, "I'm not a traitor, I'm a faithful." Everyone's like, "Oh my god." So this final four, it's MJ.
Which, honestly, they vote out Sandra. And I think they vote out Sandra because they don't want to split the money with her.
Exactly. I think it would have been smarter to bring Sandra to the end, though, because Sandra understands games. No?
That was never the plan.
No.
I'm going to tell you right now. CT and Trishelle put MJ on their back and carried her to that finale to vote her out in the end so they could split the money between the two of them. Like, that was the plan.
Probably. Yeah, you're right.
Like, MJ is so fucking clueless. Like, she's like, in the reunion, she was like, what? Like, saying, like, oh, we were all here for friends, and like, blah, 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 and I was playing with, like, a moral compass, because we were all faithfuls. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that annoyed me in the reunion.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. So they get to the end, it's Trishelle, it's CT, Kate, and MJ. They immediately all vote Kate out because it's obvious Kate is a traitor. Then they vote again. MJ votes to end the game. CT and Trishelle both vote that they're still a traitor. CT votes that MJ is a traitor because he just wants to split the money with Trishelle. MJ votes that Trishelle is the traitor because she doesn't know what to do because she wanted to end the game. And Trishelle votes that CT is the traitor because she was a little thrown off about the Sandra vote. They end up voting the same thing twice. And finally at the end, Trishelle votes for MJ as well, and CT and MJ share the money. They get to
No, Trishelle and CT share the money.
Oh yeah, Trishelle and CT. Too many names.
They like literally like snaked MJ at the very end.
And I feel
like they
bad
were like,
for
no,
MJ.
we think that there's still like a traitor. And it was like literally to get rid of MJ so they could just share the money, the two of them. Which, like, honestly, MJ was a fucking idiot the whole time. Like, what did MJ even do the whole fucking time? Like, I don't blame them for not wanting to share the money with her.
Exactly. Like, I feel bad for her, but again, she didn't do anything. Just like Laura's saying. Like, I wouldn't want to share the money too if you kind of just like floated by through the whole game.
Yeah,
which MJ did. Like,
that's what she did. She floated the whole time, and then like, what? I'm supposed to share money with you?
Yeah. And like MJ really thought she played a good game, but she played a horrible game. She played a really bad game. She did not play good. So I agree with how it went down. I am glad CT and Trishelle won. MJ is very pissed. She blocked both Trishelle and CT on Instagram.
She brought Bravo reunion to like the traitors.
Yes.
And it's like people from Survivor and shit are sitting there going like, we're on CBS. Like, we don't act like this.
Yeah. They're like, Janelle was like, I would never be upset because someone won. Like, that's just, like, we're playing a game. Like, someone's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, the reunion, it was kind of boring. I didn't really watch much of it.
I listened to it mostly.
Yeah, that's about what I did. They kind of went at Phaedra a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
Phaedra didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why we were yelling at Phaedra.
Yeah, and then Phaedra's upset with Dan because without Dan putting his name out there, she could have probably gotten by a little bit longer.
Yeah. I don't blame her for being upset with Dan, because Dan also was trying to throw her under the bus.
Yeah.
So I don't blame her for being pissed at Dan.
Mm-hmm.
What Dan did was kind of schmucky.
Yeah. I didn't like him on Traitors, so I haven't seen him on Big Brother. I will go back and probably see his seasons, but I'm not a fan of him right now at the moment. And
I'll die for him. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. But yeah.
Ahead.
No, I'm done.
Okay. One last thing. It doesn't have to do with Traitors. Do you have anything else about Traitors?
No.
Okay. So one last thing is I was on the way to work the other day and I was listening to our podcast and I was just thinking how I would really like to continue to do the podcast and maybe one day make money off of it. So like, guys, can you please tell your friends about us? Come on.
The fucking 9 of you that we see show up all the time. Can you start like telling your friends?
Can you guys advertise us a little more? I know we're not.
I know we're not.
Watch the damn YouTube videos, please. It's so
videos.
upsetting.
I tell my mom this. I'm like, Mom, we don't have any views on the YouTube. Like we have like 3 collectively. And she like looked like, how do I use YouTube? And I was like, don't go use YouTube just because.
No, please go use YouTube just because.
I bought a shirt, guys. I bought a shirt for you guys out there.
I bought a shirt for you. I bought a Padres shirt for you.
I'm trying to be on brand here, guys.
I did it for you.
For you guys.
Love it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be great if you guys did tell your friends, because we have a long way to go before we get monetized.
I just know, like, this is the life I'm meant to be living. I'm meant to be dedicating my life to TV.
This is what we're all meant to be doing. Guys, this is what I'm meant to be doing. I'm meant to be hosting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I actually just got asked to host the like award ceremony for the community college that like I had my internship at and like where I went and everything like that. I'm actually like hosting the award ceremony. There's like 4 other people, but that doesn't matter. It's like technically it's me and one other girl. Like we had to like partner off because like you got to read a lot of names, so like you need like people. But yeah, like this is what I'm meant to be doing. It's working out for me in my regular life because I did this.
Mm-hmm.
So help a girl out.
Yeah, if you don't want 2 or 3 hour episodes like we usually do,
right?
Just share this show so we can like do more. We can quit our jobs. We could just like record an.
We can do like 2-3 episodes a week.
Yeah,
we can be like Caller Daddy.
So then you guys don't have to listen to a whole show with like multiple shows in it. You can just listen to the one that you listen to and replace all of the ones that we listen.
You want to watch Survivor? You want to listen to Survivor? You only have to show up then. You want to listen to Bachelor? You only have to show up then.
Help
you don't
us
have to
help
show
you.
up. You only have to show up then.
We're not asking a lot, guys.
Just pay us. That's all we're asking for.
We're just asking you to dedicate like 2 hours to sit there and listen to us, and tell your friends to sit there and dedicate 2 hours to listen to us. I would like to let you guys know we are working on the time. We're doing our best. We're trying. We really fucking are. I am taking notes differently every single week to try and help us fucking skate through this shit, okay? We're doing the best. We talked about share time, okay? We had a conversation. We heard what you had to say, even though you didn't say it.
Oh.
And then we spent like 20 minutes on baseball talk because Stephanie bought a shirt.
Because I'm also me. Stephanie and I love to hold hands and frolic into the distance. Okay, that's what happens. And so she bought a shirt. And so I had to tell her what her team was about, and we had to frolic.
We had to tell Stephanie what her team is about.
I love my Padres. I already knew, guys.
Love my Padres. Didn't know who Juan Soto was.
Go
Who's Juan Soto? He's not on your team anymore. That's why I don't know him.
Junior.
Do you have to read your shirt to say that?
Yeah.
Is he number 23?
I don't know who
hope
23 on your
so.
team is. 23 was David Freese on the St. Louis Cardinals. That I know.
Well, I'm
Let's get off baseball. Okay. Get the fuck out of baseball. She says angrily as her camera like fucking she's the one that said, no, we're not going into the fucking field. We're not.
And here we are.
This episode is titled Get Off of Baseball.
Get off of baseball. Okay. Guys, let's get into The Bachelor. Hometowns are fucking boring. Tyler didn't watch the episode. Putting him under the bus. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
You didn't miss anything.
Honestly.
I know my girl's gone. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I have no reason to watch anymore.
So let's talk about it. We start the episode in New Orleans, and I am not unconvinced that we weren't still in Canada and we had Maria's hometown first. And then I'm not unconvinced.
I've heard that they don't go in the same order that they show them on TV, so it could have been a different order.
That's what I'm saying. So we were in Canada for Maria, is what I'm going with. What? Do you think it geographically makes sense for them to fly from fucking New Orleans
to
Cucamonga, fucking California?
Okay. No, you mean just hometowns.
Canada.
Okay. I thought you meant like the whole season. I'm like, that doesn't add up at all. Just everybody
Can you
knows who gets
believe that doesn't
eliminated
make
before.
sense?
We start in Fiji.
Oh God. Okay.
Go from one girl to 36. It's fine.
They just add girls. That's really how they film the show. They add girls. Okay. So we go to Kelsey A first in New Orleans. Who knew she was from New Orleans? Not me.
No.
I'm just gonna say, after watching this date, I want to say that I was the one who said Kelsey A was number fucking 2. She was in the finale, and both of you were like, I don't think so. I don't really see it. And I want to say that I was that person that said it first. It's proof. We have fucking legal recorded proof that I fucking was first.
See it, but I mean, but that's the only possibility that there is now. So I
Yeah,
just don't see
but
it
even
between
before
them.
that,
Yeah, I just don't see the chemistry.
that's because Joey doesn't like any of them, and that's why he ends up alone. Because it reads.
Because he's a fuckboy.
He is a fuckboy.
Yeah.
He's here to fuck.
He is here to fuck. But if he was here to fuck, he would have kept Maria.
He should have.
That's true.
Fucking
Okay.
idiot.
Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot.
Honestly.
I'm not
Oh my
bitter.
God. Okay. So while we were watching Kelsey A, right? The only thing, she starts talking about her mom dying, right? And you want to know what popped into my head? How mad I am at Lexi. I was like, and you want to know what? And this is how you ask for pity. This is how you get me to pity you. You cry about your mom dying, okay? That's something that you'll get pity for me for. And for some reason, I am still so mad at Lexi that came up.
I forgot about this moment.
Laura's just sitting there like, how dare you talk about your dead mom?
Well, mine's alive. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, so, okay. I was really bored. So I have a question highlighted that I wanted to ask you guys. Who is your family in the hometown visit? Like, you make it to hometown. How's your family acting?
Mom would be fake. She'd be
What do you
like,
mean by that? Okay, let me explain to you what mine is.
okay.
Both of my parents understand that it's a television show. Both of my parents are acting like it's a television show. My father has probably frozen. He's not good on camera. And so he has probably shuddered. So he's not in any interviews. You don't hear him talking. Like, he's basically non-existing. He's one of those dads that show up and then leave. And it's not by his own fault. It's just who he is. My mother is being straight Phyllis. She understands that we're on a television show. They're saying, you need to say this, and she's saying it. She has no problem with the whole thing.
No, I think that's how my parents would be. They'd be like overly nice, and then anything the producers ask them to do, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, they understand what the assignment is.
Mhm.
I know my dad would definitely be the one doing most of the talking. Like, he'd be the one that goes and like asks questions and shit like that. My mom would probably freeze up and just kind of be in the background. Like, she'd say, like, you'd hear her like talk, but she wouldn't be doing much. And then
They like pan the camera over, and all of a sudden they go,
yeah.
yeah.
And then my niece and nephew, well, my niece would definitely be like hiding behind somebody.
Oh, you're gonna bring the kids. Okay.
Yeah, might as well, right?
Okay.
And then my nephew, depends what kind of toys he has.
Okay.
Make y'all fly out for just the talk about like we have a podcast.
Just say it. And every time that like the camera pans over, on hot garbage.
When we talked about hometowns that one time.
Remember when we
Remember how
were
we said the
talking?
shit is always boring?
We're just cut.
Oh my god.
They don't include Laura and Tyler at all. If it was my hometown.
We're like on Twitter, like, we were there.
You see just like you guys in the background while we're at the barbecue, like when everyone's like at the barbecue. Artie's in the background.
Holding the plates in the back, like we have t-shirts that say hot garbage. I got Kristen to make us t-shirts that say hot garbage. And we're just
blurry.
This is my twins, Tyler and Laura. They look nothing like me, and they both have different last names.
And we're like this, and we have like
we got the shirt, we got the hats. We're handing out stickers.
Like every time somebody turns their back, we're putting a sticker on their back. Like, kick me signs.
When I'm sitting down, like talking to my family in the frames, it's just like hot garbage.
Have like just like a cue card that just like pops up behind.
We got a little remote control plane with a banner that says "Listen to Hot Garbage" on it, just flying around.
My extra people would definitely be Sarah. Sarah would woefully come. I think that's what I'm gonna say. She wouldn't want to be there. She would be the mean one. She would be the one that's like,
I love that.
what are your intentions? What do you think you're doing?
I love it.
Like, she's the one that's like, what do you think is happening? What the fuck, right? I would want like my cousin Kate to be there, but Kate lives in California, so she probably like wouldn't be there. So I feel like we would need like another family member to round it out because I don't have any siblings. So I feel like, right. So I feel like Thea would come, and then you would have me and Thea sitting next to each other who look very alike. So it would be a little trippy for the Bachelor who only spent like 15 hours with me.
Walks up to her and is like, "So Laura."
He would go with it. He would be like, "Fuck yeah, I'm Laura." If you called her Laura, she would be like, "I'm Laura." She would go with it. Thea would go with it. She would be like, if you are stupid enough to do that, I'm gonna fucking go with it.
Now I wish the sisters would have made it this far just to see how they would have handled that.
That would have been great. That would have been great. We could have seen me and Thea in action. Okay. So that's all I give a fuck about Kelsey's thing.
Yeah, I don't care about anything else.
Yeah. Rachel's hometown is in Cucamonga, California. Didn't spell it right, but I definitely said it right.
I love saying Cucamonga.
It's a fun word.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm from Cucamonga, California. We're hanging out in Cucamonga today. I was like, fuck yeah.
I love
Say it one more time.
I was bought. I do really like that they had like the Hawaiian culture because we don't talk about what we did to Hawaii a lot. So I really like when they showcase it because they deserve it.
They also showed her Filipino traditions as well.
Yes. Which was really cool.
Place we've probably ruined. So
yeah.
Colonized them too. We're pieces of shit if you didn't know. The United States, we're here on Hot Garbage, here to tell you that the United States of America, not nice people. Never have we ever been the nice people.
The US is hot garbage, guys.
Yeah, not the good kind. Like, we're the good kind of hot garbage. They're the bad kind.
Yes.
They're like been sitting out in the sun, 90-degree weather, cat peed in it, that kind of thing.
Ew.
They are also the trash talk that matters, but in a completely different way.
Yeah, that's all I care about Rachel because I'm sorry, Rachel just
She's so I don't guys. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god, I can't wait till
the whole time she's acting. Like, she's acting with her family.
I fucking can't.
Her family I think knows that she's acting. Her family was more real than her. I really liked her family. This is why I keep saying that, like, Rachel could be a very nice person. Like, I don't get bad vibes from her at all. I really liked her family. I really liked her hometown, actually. It's probably one of the first hometowns I've enjoyed in a very long time, to be honest with you. And it was probably because of the Hawaiian, like, culture and the Filipino thing. Like, I watched that portion more than I think anything else this episode.
I had it in the background while I played Diner Dash.
Yeah. Listen, Rachel annoys the shit out of me, but that's because this isn't Rachel. Like, we're not watching Rachel. We're watching the show that Rachel's putting on for us. That's why she's annoying the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Facts. She could be a very nice person. I think she's probably a very nice person. I really liked her family.
I liked her family. I just was bored. Like, I've been bored because I don't believe her. So
yeah, it's phony. So then we go on over to Daisy, and we are at the Christmas tree farm. Don't know where the Christmas tree farm is. I rewinded twice to try and catch where the Christmas tree farm was, and missed it both times. Like, and I mean, like, just they started talking, and I just tuned them out. Like, it wasn't like I just.
Got to be somewhere more north, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't fucking know. Beats the shit out of me. So I also then, when I realized that I had to go back twice and just tuned it all out, I had a moment of recollection with myself. And it was, what the fuck is the problem this season? And what has the fucking problem been recently, right? We're not having fun. No one here is having fun. We're not having fun watching it. Joey's not having fun. The girls aren't having fun. Nobody's having fun. The drama, not fun to watch. It was all just stupid because we're watching bold-faced lying bitches. This is not fun. People want to watch reality television as an escape. Let's be so fucking for real. Why are we watching reality television? We enjoy watching these people. And you're not having fun. So we're just watching people like hang out and like chill and nobody's having fun. And we're all just watching sob stories of fucking people. And we're all just like cry, 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 sad, 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 pity me, give me a following so I can win over the audience so I can go do all this shit. Nobody's having fun.
Nope.
There hasn't been any fun.
And that's what's bothering me about like all the like the positivity we were talking about the other week and stuff like that. Like That's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I treat all that seriously in real life. I don't want to see that on TV.
Yeah, like we're not, when we're watching this show, we're not taking this thing seriously.
Yeah.
The track record speaks for itself. Like, we're watching a produced television show of a bunch of people trying to get an Instagram following so they can make more money in their regular life. Like, that's what we're watching here. Okay? Like, that's what I'm watching, and I enjoy that. Like, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy that. Like, I love watching people sell their souls. I love it.
Yeah.
I do too.
And, like, that's what's fun about it, and, like, I'm watching people sell their souls and then turn into evil people because they get rewarded for that behavior by going on to paradise and getting more of a following and getting more attention and blah, blah, blah. I'm not into that. That's not fun.
Yeah.
And I don't care that she's Ashley I's friend.
So should we cancel Paradise to actually make the regular Bachelors and Bachelorette more interesting?
No, because I feel like Paradise is the only one that I really enjoy half the time.
Yeah, but this is what we get for
I know, and I get it, but it's like, maybe if they took, like, the non-serious elements that are in Bachelor in Paradise and brought it over into the main show, I would like it more. Because the thing that I like about it is that they don't take themselves too seriously in that iteration. Think about the opening ceremony, like, sequence. Think about the difference between Jesse Palmer there and Jesse Palmer in the regular season. Like, if we can bring some of that fun, like I'm saying, into the regular season, then yeah, maybe I'd be okay with canceling Paradise.
Yeah.
The problem is that they're always going to do a spin-off show like this. Because the reason that they did this, so, okay, Bachelor history, welcome. What they used to do is all these people after the show, they would all get together and have meetups and hang out by themselves. So this was back when, like, Sean was, like, a bachelor. This is, like, 2010 earlier circa type of shit. And so they used to all just get together on their own and all hang out. And from that, a bunch of relationships would start, and everybody was really invested in their lives because of what was happening after the show. So the Bachelor franchise decided that they wanted a piece of that, and they should. So they came up with Bachelor Pad. And Bachelor Pad was actually a reality competition show where they basically competed for money with a partner that they were, like, in a relationship with, but they all used to date each other anyway, and they all weren't. It was different. It was weird. It only worked for, like, 3 seasons. It really didn't work.
I've never seen it, but I heard it's good.
I liked it, but I liked the competition aspect of it. And also, you get to watch the producers be really scummy to that Michael's guy, God, what Deanna's husband's brother. You know who I'm talking about.
What was his name, Nick?
I think his name's Steven, or the husband's name is Steven.
No. Yeah, you're right. Someone's,
One of them's Steven. But anyway, it's those people.
Yeah.
And so he was actually engaged to this chick, Holly, and they were, like, off the show engaged, whatever. They end up breaking up. They come on to Bachelor Pad and they end up partnering up together because, like, they trusted each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the finale, they are, like, it's like a live finale. It's the first time that they've seen each other since the show ended. And while they were on the show, Holly started dating this guy, Blake. And so they got engaged after the show and didn't tell anybody because it, like, just happened. So, like, didn't tell anybody, nothing. Bachelor producers find out or something like that. Something happens where they find out. And Michael or Steven, whichever fucking brother it is, I'm bad with names. He comes down for the live finale and Chris Harrison goes, "Oh, Holly, do you want to tell him?" And Holly's like, "What?" And they were like, do you want to tell him about you and Blake? And he's like, "What?" And so Holly says, "Me and Blake are engaged." And he goes, "Oh, we're going to do that like this right here, right now." Okay. And basically, like, yeah, I'm caught off guard, and like he handles it really well. Whatever. We got that beautiful moment from that. We also got this one guy stealing the money at the very end. So we got great moments from Bachelor Pad.
Heard about that.
But they ended up then Bachelor Pad didn't work. Like the 4 matches didn't work.
Mhm.
So that's how they ended up coming up with Bachelor in Paradise, which is where we're at
fucking
now.
amazing.
Yeah, Paradise makes way more sense than that. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I can kind of see where they got Bachelor Pad from, considering like around that time you had, you know, like the Real World and shit
Yeah.
like that going on at the same time. So it makes
Survivor
sense.
was big.
Yeah,
Big Brother was big.
but for like a romance kind of thing, like it definitely makes more sense to put them on a beach in Mexico with alcohol and
just
crabs
let them
running around
fucking
and
hang
shit
out.
like that. Yeah.
Like they're entertainment enough. Go be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
It's boring.
Yeah, it's very boring.
Yeah. And it's because it's just that's what it is now. Like it's just super boring. Like we have to hope for like leads like Charity.
Yeah.
Like
Hopefully
honestly,
we get
that's
Maria. I think if we get a Maria season, it's gonna
Yeah.
be so
You would be
good.
such a good bachelorette.
Maria would be a good
amazing.
bachelor because
God.
listen, we all know that I don't like Caitlin Bristow.
Mhm.
But the one thing that people really liked about her was that she was different. Like she was
Mhm.
something that was different from like the usual cookie cutter mold.
Mhm.
And people really liked her, and that's why they really liked the season and things like that. So that could be a Maria.
Yep.
Like she doesn't fit the mold. She doesn't fit the yes man image that they want.
Mhm.
Like if you had to like put them all in a line, right? Lexi, Daisy seem like that they would be like the people.
Yeah.
So then you throw in the Caitlin Bristow, you throw in the Maria.
I hope
Please.
they do.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, me too.
I need something more, and I think she would give us a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need her just like shutting guys down left and right just
Yeah.
because they're being fucking idiots.
Mhm.
I do want to talk about going back to Daisy. When she was talking to her friends, she was like, "Oh, even if this doesn't work out, like I got so much from this, whatever." Like she's already talking like she has one foot out the fucking door. Like she's already
Daisy's
talking
not
like
into
she's
Joey.
out.
She does not
Like
like
she
Joey.
literally said that. I was like, she's already out. Like she's not even there.
He's like, I made it more than halfway. I got my followers. It's fine.
Like, I don't even think it's that. I think that like she
doesn't like him.
Yeah.
She doesn't like him. She doesn't see a future with him.
Yeah.
Like, to be so honest, guys, she does not see a future with this man.
Then just
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
And I feel like her mom picked up on it too.
Mhm.
I feel like her mom was like, yeah, my daughter doesn't really like him and he doesn't really understand who she is.
Mhm.
Like I think also he's not like understanding like what it is to like live with a deaf person, and he's like not trying to understand that
Mhm.
Yep.
at all.
Again, acting. He's acting like he thinks he should with Daisy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. And like doesn't understand that like you have to go home with her and she's deaf. And you don't even think I don't think you've taken that into anything. Like I don't think you've thought about that at all.
Yeah.
Nope. That's a 24-hour thing you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, like she's always going to be deaf.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just never gonna work out. Her dad said a joke. Oh my god, I wrote it down. You aren't gonna lose your okay. So they were like talking about like saying to Joey that like she loved him or whatever, and her dad says it's not like you're gonna lose your hearing over it.
Oh yeah.
It was so fucking funny. I was fucking dying. They were dying. I was dying. That was genuinely like just like really fucking funny. I wrote it down. I thought it was so fucking funny. It's like shit.
That's awesome.
That's like a joke that you don't make on national television. But like that's a joke that like my dad would make because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny.
She ends up saying that she loves him at the end. I still think her and Kelsey A are going to be at the end, and Kelsey A is like maybe going to have a problem that he's like confused about her and Daisy, because she's already said that that would be an issue. I think Daisy's like going to come to like the recollection of like what we're talking about, and I think it's still just going to be the two of them that are in the end together and have this
Yeah.
whole fucking problem.
Yeah, I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finally, it's Maria's hometown in my home nation of Canada. I don't really have any notes about it, but she's very hesitant, and he doesn't really like that. She didn't say I love you, and as soon as that happened, she was gone.
Yeah.
All the other girls said it to him, so she was gone when she didn't say it.
Yeah. I was a little. I love Maria. She can do no wrong. But I'm
Yeah.
like, Maria, you knew what you had to say. You didn't say
And you
it.
didn't say it.
And she knew. She knew. She wasn't upset whenever she got told to leave. You know, like it wasn't her. She looked a little disappointed, but I was shocked. My mouth
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah.
I stopped playing Diner Dash.
Yeah, I was shocked that he got rid of her over Rachel.
Was
I don't think Rachel makes it to a fantasy suite. I think he gets rid of Rachel before they even get to the night portion, or he sends her home like right at the night portion.
Yeah, like let's cut her loose.
Was her dad as scummy as he seemed in the preview for last week?
I didn't. Rachel's dad or
No,
Maria's?
Maria's.
Oh, Maria's dad is just like a mobster guy. Like he's fine. Yeah. He's a fucking teddy bear on the inside. He's fucking fine.
Yeah, you know, like he's gonna be like when she becomes a bachelorette, they're gonna like play it up with him a lot because he's good TV. So
yeah, he is just really good TV.
That preview, I was just like, he looks like he watched The Godfather, and he's just like,
Yeah.
this is how I should be acting.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. And that's exactly what it was. It was he's fine. He's a great guy.
Okay, cool.
Like for real. If you think anything else about Maria's dad, I'm sorry, but like you're not understanding what happened. Like you're not understanding. Like how I said that my parents would understand that we're on a television show, that's what you need to understand. So then we get to the rose ceremony, and Maria stops it and pulls Joey aside and tries to say I love you and like fix everything, but it doesn't work out for her. Little too late. It also looks like catastrophe strikes next week. It sounds like next week people cry, people have breakdowns. It looks not fun for any of them and fun for us. No, it looks like catastrophic, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully
I don't think it's like super catastrophic, like how the end is going to be super catastrophic where he's alone. That's super catastrophic. But I think what we're about to watch at Fantasy Suites is like the beginning of like how we build into that. Like I think we're at like the rising action of how we get to this climax.
It better be entertaining. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
You know, I really wish they never gave us like any kind of hint about the ending of this one. It would have been so much better. Like I get like, you know, you want to promote it and be like, oh, nothing like this has ever happened before. But just let us be shocked.
Yeah, if they troll us and it ends up being that he picks no one, I'm going to be like, you did Brad Womack like that? You want to forget about Brad Womack like that? You want to forget about the most hated man where you gave him 2 seasons? You want to forget about that?
They claim this has never happened.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it.
If they snake us and it ends up being a fucking Brad Womack season, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be so mad.
What's going to happen? Like, I think he's going to be left on his own, not by his choice.
Like
Yeah.
it couldn't be anything else.
It couldn't
Like,
be
right?
anything else.
I feel like they wouldn't forget something like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And like
They gave him
we're-
2 seasons. You can't forget about that. That's how we got Emily. That's how we got Sean.
Mhm.
You can't forget about that. It's not that far removed from the success of
Yeah.
Sean.
but showing the ending from just fucking second one of the show.
Yeah.
Like just no, like
Yeah.
let me be surprised.
Yeah, like let me see that for myself.
Yeah.
But spoilers. I have like barely any notes for Vanderpump because
was
I am
boring.
finding it very, very, very difficult to watch because of Sandoval.
Mhm.
It's
fucking
actually
boring.
I'm finding it very physically hard to watch because of Sandoval, and I'm gonna be completely honest. If the season is going with like this redemption arc of Sandoval, if like we're going with like this fucking montage footage of this fucking meditation shit, if that's what they're gonna sell me for the season, I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking feeding this shit. This man is a psychopath. It's not even like when Lala said that people need to be afraid of this man, it's the facts.
Yeah.
He's done this to 2 women now. He's a known liar. Stassi's always had a problem with him.
Mhm.
And it's like this is why. You know what I mean? Like you did the same exact thing with Rachel that you did with Ariana. Like we're watching it like like we're watching like literally history repeat itself and I cannot do it. He's a
Yeah.
40-year-old man. If this was like a 20-year-old, maybe I would forgive it more because it's like an age thing. This man is 40 and he smells like cigarettes and Red Bull. I can't. I
Yeah.
can't.
I don't think it's ultimately going to be like a redemption thing. I think it's going to be more like
I don't wanna watch
Ariana
him.
just I think it's going to be more like Ariana kind of just turning away from everybody cuz I've seen a couple of the like the post show things that they've been doing and stuff like that. And I don't remember if it was like Sheena or Lala, but one of them was just like, yeah, I haven't heard from Ariana since we like stopped recording and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be more like not so much the rest of the group like forgiving Sandoval,
And
but
Ariana
they
just removing herself.
yeah, I think it's going to be like what they've been getting at this whole time is like we can't stay mad at you, like we can't stay hating you because of all this. Like there's
Mhm.
no reason to. Like it doesn't really involve us and shit like that. We
True.
got other things going on.
And I've said that
And I
like James should forgive him because of
yeah,
everything that happened.
yeah. And I think it's just
Mhm.
be like they accept him for what he is or whatever. Like they're not gonna be best friends again or anything like that. Like even Sheena is like she's not wrestling with the fact that she wants to be his friend. She's just
Yeah.
wrestling with the fact that like they were friends and it's never
Yeah.
gonna be like that again. But
She's
she doesn't
allowed to
want to
mourn
hold
it.
yeah, she doesn't want to hold on to that. And she feels
Yeah.
like she has to for Ariana's sake, or else Ariana's not gonna be her friend anymore.
Yeah. And there were a lot of people like let's talk about Sheena for a second. There were a lot of people on the internet that were like, I thought that I was gonna have a real problem with Sheena this episode because they were like, oh, she's so narcissistic, she's being Sheena, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you didn't hear her.
Yeah.
Like what she said was nobody is thinking about me. And what she means by that is I had my own relationship with Sandoval and everybody's just telling me to get over it and
Yeah.
like I need like that closure. And like that's not her being narcissistic. That's literally her mourning like a friendship because he's a shitty fucking person and it's this person that like she's explained like he was there for me when no one else was and we have footage of that. Look at season 2. Look at season 3. You know, like there was a time when Sandoval and Ariana were the only people that liked Sheena.
Yeah.
And so like we watched it. And so like you have to give the girl grace. Like she's not actually being narcissistic.
Yeah.
You guys are being really like unempathetic.
It was also like, you know, trailers and promo and stuff like giving that vibe too. Like if you
Yeah.
just show a clip of her saying like why can it never be about me? And
Well, no,
you
they were
look back
saying
and
it
you're like
after
there's
this
several
episode. Like they watched this episode and were saying it.
Okay. I guess
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
But-
it was all over my Twitter.
okay.
Yeah, it
then-
was on my TikTok too. I think a real issue for everyone is when Sheena was talking to Lisa Vanderpump and saying like, well, or Lisa was like, I remember when you said like Dancing with Stars was your dream, and she was like, it is my dream. And then Sheena kind of made like a remark like she came a long way from being my backup dancer. And I think like that's what people were having like an issue about because that was kind of snarky to say. But that was all.
Yeah.
As somebody who
that's
has like
what-
snark to her, like, get over it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ariana stood in the back behind her,
Yeah.
and now
but-
she's not. Like, it's
Mhm.
not like what she said is wrong.
Yeah. hmm
And it's not like I think that's even a diss. Like, did she say it a little snarky? Maybe. But that's not really even a diss to Ariana.
Yeah.
No, like the first couple
Um,
seasons she was on there, like she didn't do much. Like
Yeah.
hmm
she bartended and hung out with Tom. Like that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be for real. I fast forwarded like 90% of that meditation stuff. So I fast forwarded like 90% of it. I like came back like periodically like to check in, and I was looking at like some montage. I was looking at Sheena and him crying, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with Sheena mourning this friendship. Like, I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, I think that she should. But I don't want to watch it because it has to do with Sandoval.
Yeah.
And I don't care about anything that has to do with Sandoval. And so I fast forwarded like 90% of this whole meditation thing. As soon as
I
he
don't
started
blame
talking, I went, I'm just going to make sure my day is better. And I just started fast forwarding. He was already acting like a victim. And I was like, I'm hard ejecting out of this. I'm not.
I had an issue with it from the moment like the chick showed up
Yeah,
because he
literally.
was already being manipulative because
He
she's
was
like, is there
already
anything you want to
manipulating
focus
her.
on? He's like, well, this is what happened. And like the whole thing was focused around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like he manipulated the woman as soon as she walked in. And I don't think that she realized what was happening because I think that she was just like,
it's a job.
okay. But yeah, no, that I as soon as he started manipulating her is where I like. And then when they partnered Sheena and him up, I was like, well, they did that on purpose. And that's fucked up. Because they really exploited Sheena there.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you guys are mad at her or not, but like you have to admit that they exploited the shit out of her for
Yeah.
content to get Sandoval in the show.
Mhm.
That's exactly what we watched. We watched them, the
It was
producers,
awkward.
need to get Sandoval in. It was
Yeah.
so awkward.
It was so fucking
They needed to
awkward, I
get
hated it.
yeah, like they needed to get Sandoval in, and that's what they did.
Yeah. Brock was gold this whole episode though.
The next note I only have like 3 notes, and the next note I have is fucking Brock. Brock is the only one to actually like tell this man off and get under his
Thank
skin.
you. Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't like Brock, but I appreciated him this episode.
What did he say? He said, what? I wrote it down. I started crying. It started with me cracking up because I was like, poor Brock. They just keep sticking him with the 2 Toms because he's the only one that can handle him. Because I mean, like, whether we like Brock or not, he is a very like even person
Yeah.
in these situations. And so they literally keep putting Brock with him because it's the only thing that they can do.
Yeah.
So it started out funny, and then it got even funnier. Because I said when Brock was looking out the fucking window before they started talking, I was like, he wants to hurl himself out of this gondola. He is contemplating hurling himself out of this gondola right now.
My absolute favorite moment this episode was whenever they were on the boat and like Lala has her conversation with Sandoval and like, she starts getting mad at him and shit like that. And like Sheena and Brock like kind of come into like diffuse.
Yeah.
And you just have Brock in a fucking speedo.
Yeah.
Trying to like talk them both down.
He was like, we're all just here to have a fun time. Lala's like, no, fuck him. He decided to be a fucking asshole. And Sheena's like, calm down. Let's just walk away.
And then Brock's just there like, she has a right to feel that way, dude.
Yeah, and then they start yelling at Sandoval, going like,
In a
"She
fucking
just
Speedo.
wants an apology, dog. You said mean things about her, and she just wants an apology."
And the whole time in a pink Speedo. Like, that's just
Oh
what
my
makes
God,
the
it was
whole
so
fucking
funny.
I love it.
scene.
It was so funny. And then so the other thing is, so I wrote it down. So Tom said something, and it was about like whatever he's like complaining about. And Brock turns to him, and this is when he actually turned to look at him. He said, "Bro, your girl got a restraining order on my wife."
Yep.
it was
Thank
like
you, Brock.
it was like
It was civil up until that moment.
and it was I wrote it down because it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, he had been looking out the window, just like letting him go, and whatever he said triggered him. And he just,
Whipped his fucking head around. It was beautiful.
your girl got a restraining order on my wife.
Because she punched me in the face.
And it's like,
Fucking
what aren't you
Sandoval.
getting? What aren't you getting? Oh my God. And like, it was like the one time that somebody like actually like got like a real like really got him to shut up.
Yep.
And it was because like he just said the truth, didn't give a fuck that he said it on camera, didn't give a fuck that the camera was there. And that's what happened in that moment. Brock was like, I don't give a fuck who's listening. I don't give a fuck where we are. I don't give a fuck anymore. And just fucking let him have it. And it was beautiful. And it was beautiful. And nobody better come for Brock because he did what none of us could.
Yep.
So also it was really funny because Schwartz was in the middle, completely fucking quiet. Like literally like also wanting to hurl himself out of the gondola. He was just in the middle, like the little weasel that could, just like not saying a word, just being like, please nobody hit me, please nobody hit me. I'm always in the middle whenever somebody gets hit.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, so that's kind of oh, I did also want to kind of defend Lala for a second with the whole fight with Sandoval. And everything. Lala did put her life out there. It was actually Randall that didn't want to put his life out there.
Yeah.
So she couldn't put the full life out there on the show, not because of her, but because of Randall.
Yeah.
So like I think that also needs to be stated where like no, we don't see all of Lala's life, but that's also not all because of her.
Yeah. And she also
Like
wasn't
Randall
lying. She just
Yeah,
she didn't say anything. Like that's all it was.
we did know that she had a man. We did
Yeah.
know that. And as far
Yeah.
as she was concerned, she did not have sex with a married man until she found out that she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
And like as far as we know, like he wasn't, I mean, maybe he saw himself as more of like a sugar daddy kind of thing. But like to her, like she actually cared about him
Yeah.
from what it seems, or else she wouldn't have a fucking baby with him.
Yeah. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I know that like people that look like Lala, beautiful young women, go and marry old, fat, ugly fucking dudes for money.
Yeah.
Whether that's the case or not, it doesn't mean that she didn't have love for him.
Yeah.
Like I always like think about like this one couple on 90 Day Fiancé where she was his prostitute. Like he was on a boat party in Croatia when he met her. And yeah, and he was like with all of his friends and like she was just there. Like that was like it was his prostitute. So we just know that they met each other. Well, when she goes for her like visa interview to get the K1 visa or whatever, they say, have you been a prostitute in the last 10 years? And like they almost like didn't get approved for it. And that's when you start putting the puzzle pieces together because that's when you find out about the yacht party. That's when you find out about all these other things. Turns out this girl had a horrible life in Thailand. Like basically got like scummed over by like modeling people, got like fucked over, got married off, like had a horrible like fucking life. And she was his prostitute, and she told him about her life, and he was like, I have to save this girl. And they proceeded to get married and were married for a long time. I think that they recently just got divorced, but whatever. They were like genuinely in love, and it was because like, and she was like this beautiful Thailand model, like she's stunning, and he was like this old rich guy. And what you have to understand is she loved him, and you could watch it and you saw how much she loved him, and it was because he saved her.
Yeah.
So like you also have to understand that like Lala values money differently than other people, and so for her, it could have felt that like Randall was saving her. And like that might have also been where that love came from. Like you don't know. Like you
Yeah.
really don't know. And so like I just want to like defend Lala a little bit.
Yeah. Like
I get
imagine
mad
how
at
much
Lexi, but
imagine like how much like having her daughter like on the show would help her.
yeah,
Like, and she doesn't care. She's
she
like,
doesn't care.
no, I want her to be fine.
Yeah. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's about her kid. Like she loves her child. And
Mhm.
she's now having a second child from like, and for all the people that are like, who's the dad? Who's the dad? It's a fucking sperm donor. I don't even know why
Yeah.
you asked. Like
Also,
she's
it
made it
doesn't
very
matter.
clear. Like she's
Yeah.
made it very clear that like she's getting a sperm donor.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what you thought.
but yeah, I mean she loves her kid. Like
Mhm.
she adores that kid. And she seems like a great mom, and good for fucking her.
Mhm.
Raise that kid on your own. Fuck it.
I did like her and Schwartz during the whole like meditation thing. Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
good.
Didn't see any of that.
I don't
Okay.
remember it.
I fast
They
forwarded.
they didn't really show much of it like during it. I think it was like later on in the episode, like Schwartz says something about it and like cuts like a flashback or something
Oh,
like
I did
that.
see the flashback.
And like she's just like, I want to be like a softer person or something like
Yeah.
that. And he's like, you're a great mom.
Yeah.
So
For that.
it's a
No,
good
it was
little
like a
moment.
really sweet moment. It was
Yeah.
like almost like how they had like that moment by the pool at the like first episode when James and Allie had like that pool party and they sat there and had like a conversation and Lala apologized and everything like that. It was
Yeah.
almost one of those moments again. Like it was a real genuine moment between the two of them.
Yeah.
Like I understand that it was videotaped on a show, but that was outside of the show. Like that was actually just a genuine moment.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
he had said like things about her being a mom before. So
Mhm.
when she was saying all of that, he just felt the need to tell her that.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. Like Schwartz might be a fucking schmuck, but he isn't like he wasn't raised by a barn animal.
Yeah.
So
He's not a sociopath like Sandoval.
right.
He's just an idiot.
Yeah. So that's all I have for Vanderpump. I
Yep.
feel like I spent more time than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I feel like I said more than I thought I would. Here we are. So now we have Survivor. Honestly, the Survivor episode was kind of boring.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that was interesting for me, like as someone who hasn't watched it as extensively as you have and stuff like that,
Mhm.
the fake idol was interesting to see. Like I hadn't seen
Cool.
that before, but
That was
I don't know
evil.
how often that happens.
It happens a lot.
Okay.
And that was kind of evil.
I mean,
She had the
yeah,
votes
it
to
definitely
go,
was.
and they knew that she didn't have an idol. Like they really planted it just to be kind of fucking mean.
I mean, she knew it was fake.
She knew it was fake.
Yeah. Like
She knew.
and why the fact that they took all like the beads and stuff from what's his
Tree
name's like
mail
water bottle.
or the water bottle. Like she doesn't have the same water bottle.
Yeah. I'm just what the fuck?
Yeah, no, they give them all beads on like their bags and like on the like canteens and stuff because I think they're trying to get people to do it.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
I thought like this guy just left his water bottle behind or something. And they were just
No.
like, oh.
Well, he might have. Like people leave things and then they're just there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like people like if you leave your jacket, like people leave their jacket. It's my jacket now.
Yeah.
It's fucking cold out here. Purple's a hot mess. Everyone hates Venus on orange. Green seems to have a great time. And Randon on, I think that's his name, on Orange got an idol. I think that's his name.
I'm not too sure.
Right.
It mostly focused on purple, so that's pretty much all I know at the moment.
Yeah.
This episode was 2 fucking hours, and it didn't fucking need to be. We were 35 minutes in, and there wasn't a challenge, nothing happened, and I said, why do you people want 90 minutes? Why the fuck are we at 2 hours? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. We don't need 90 minutes, to be honest with you.
No. Definitely don't.
Yeah. Like
Anybody
maybe a
who's a writer,
finale, but that's it.
Yeah.
anybody who's a writer knows, especially like journalism, right? Knows that like you have to make your words count, right?
Mhm.
So you have like a word count of like 500 words, right? So you have to make every single one of those words count, right? You have to make sure that people want to keep reading. You have to make sure, right? So you don't want to just put useless bullshit in there because then it's not enticing. And so what we're watching right now is padding to get to the 500 word count because for some reason they extended it to 120 words.
Yep. Think about how much time we spent watching Jess look for an idol that they already knew she wasn't going to find.
I mean, we spent like 10 minutes of her trying to find that fucking idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It was. I'm not into it.
yeah.
I'm not into it.
Nope.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Keelan told me to say that the skinny guy on green, whoever the skinny guy on green is
Is it
looks like
the dude who's obsessed with Taylor Swift?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. He looks like Justin Herbert on the Chargers. Look up a picture of Justin Herbert, the quarterback.
Okay.
And he really does. Like they're cousins.
They do look a lot alike.
Like they're cousins.
For real?
I don't know how to spell Herbert. Oh, there it is.
H-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So go
One-
Google Justin Herbert, guys.
Now I'm wondering, is it the guy that's obsessed with Taylor Swift or
No, the guy that's obsessed with Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
the
The
guy
one that
that's-
was
The other
going back
guy.
and forth with Tevin, or that other guy with the Metallica and the
Okay.
Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah.
Which
Okay,
was
'cause
insane
I
and
can also see
hilarious.
him looking like
That would be me and Laura versus Tyler.
I could see him looking like I don't know his name, but the like southern guy or whatever. I don't know if he's on green or orange, but like they showed him for a little bit and like fuck. Let me look up this cast.
Hunter, the one that hates camp songs.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody looks more like the other guy, but yeah.
Okay. I see a little bit of both of them, but yeah, no.
I love that we have
I just
made.
saw like this like close up one of him, and now I see it for sure.
I like that we have made Hunter's identifier guy who hates camp songs. I am very happy that
All
that
he's
is what's
given us.
stuck.
I don't think I've seen him like since then. So
Him this episode.
Oh,
What's that?
so it was so funny when they were going back and forth with the Taylor Swift songs because the Taylor Swift guy goes all too well, and then they say a Metallica song, and then he goes all too well 10-minute version, and they're two completely different songs, so it
They are.
counts.
Does.
Oh,
I didn't
it
even
was
think
so
about
funny.
that. Like he could just go down his whole list again, and just say Taylor's version.
He could.
Yeah, seriously.
They're different
That's
songs.
not fair.
I wrote down this note. I said, honestly, green feels like they're just huffing paint. Like they're just sitting around a campfire huffing paint.
Yeah.
And they just so happen to be on Survivor. Like they just get along incredibly well. I don't get it.
I do love that the guy who was like naming all the Metallica songs, he mentioned the album that they did with Lou Reed, which I just listened to for the first time yesterday, and it is awful.
Yeah.
Like, it is fucking terrible.
It's 100 and they went, what were the final count? I wrote it down.
It's like
I don't know.
100 something.
106 to 108.
Yep.
That's fucking insane.
That is.
Yeah.
That's what they did for fun. That's how well Green is getting along with each other. Okay.
They all sat there and watched it. Like
And
them two, I
laughed.
can understand, but
And
everybody
laughed.
else, like,
I would watch. I would sit and watch it too.
I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go like just watch the ocean for a little bit. That sounds way more entertaining.
Yeah. So 45 minutes in, we finally get a challenge. And they all made fun of Jelinski saying several, being 7.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was
Forgot
funny.
about that.
It was really funny. What happened in the challenge? I don't actually know what happened, but I wrote, watching them with the block is hilarious.
They had to spell out persistence in the arch.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, watching them do that was very funny.
Yeah.
It was genuinely funny. Purple lost again, so bye, Jess. And we don't even spend time with Purple discussing that Jess is going to be the option to go home. Like, we don't
Yeah.
even talk to them. We actually go right on over to Orange, and they talk about how annoying Venus is. I would also like to say, I don't know if this is the same case for you guys and everybody, but it felt like there were a lot of extra commercials and for extra long time. I feel like that they
that night.
Oh. So I feel like that there was like a half hour to 45 minutes of extra straight commercials.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, I wrote down by 9:45 I was fucking done. I just need them to vote out Jess already.
I know. It just went way too long. Like I
Yeah.
didn't see it long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jess was super annoying. She played her fake idol. They all voted her out. It was pretty fucking straightforward.
Yeah.
Next week we have to recap The Amazing Race with all of this as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
We get to learn more people's names, give more identifiers.
I don't know anyone's name in Survivor yet. So
I've actually learned names better than I usually do, and I think it's because I have to take like the notes for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually am like listening to names and then figuring out what their identifier is.
The week after that, we have the Valley too. So
We're gonna kill ourselves.
We're almost done with the Bachelor.
Each show gets a sentence.
We're almost done with the Bachelor.
I get a sentence, you get a sentence, Stephanie gets a sentence, everybody gets a sentence, and then we move on.
We may just have to like move on to like each episode as a show. We may just have to do that anyways.
I just have to like be like, we didn't talk about the Valley this week. Fuck it. Went on too long. Fuck it.
Honestly, if Vanderpump keeps going the way it does, I'm
hard ejecting. I'm down to hard eject if this is how the season goes.
I'm still gonna watch it, but
I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe like when something good happens, we can talk about it. But the way it's going now, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I fast forwarded like all of that meditation shit. I didn't even give
honestly,
a fuck.
I'd rather drop the Bachelor over Vanderpump, but that's just me.
Fuck you. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Bachelor's almost done too, so.
Bachelor is a non-negotiable out here.
Okay. Guess I'm outvoted then.
That's not even an option. We can ditch the Valley before it even starts. Fuck it.
Pretty sure we did more time on a Vanderpump than we did The Bachelor, but okay.
And Survivor.
Yeah.
Hometowns always suck, but
hometowns do suck.
What the people he picked, fantasy suites are gonna fucking suck too. So
fantasy suites are gonna suck.
Yep.
The rest of the season's gonna be pretty boring until we find out what actually happened at the end and who leaves him.
Yeah. So just a few more weeks, guys. We're almost there.
Still too long.
When's the tell-all?
Not not tomorrow, but following week.
Did they give it its own episode? Like it's not even just like behind another episode. Like we don't even get that. Like we just have it as its own like separate week.
I think next week it's probably going to be the tell-all and also
the fantasy suites. Okay.
Let me look it up.
Because if it's a separate week, we're not talking about the tell-all that week. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like the tell-all. Like, to be honest here, if we're not going to talk about the tell-all, I probably won't watch it.
Yeah.
I actually don't watch the tell-all. Fun fact about me, I don't usually watch the tell-alls. I only do it because I'm here.
Yeah. Makes sense. Because it's boring as fuck.
It's boring. We
it's
just
just,
rehash
like-
stuff at the season, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And then it's just like cliffhanger after cliffhanger for every fucking
Tune in
commercial.
after
Like,
this commercial. Tune in
Yeah.
after this commercial. It's
I-
like,
I don't want
you
to.
just stop.
Yeah.
They are giving
This also
us,
doesn't need
they're
what
giving us a women tell all.
week.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just double check. Like maybe that's not correct.
The season's so boring that they had to drag it out.
Yeah.
They needed an extra episode. That's
I mean, they
probably
already-
what happened.
They already
They
gave us
needed an
2
extra.
in one fucking week for no reason. So
Yeah, like what the fuck was that? Why didn't you give us like the tell-all in a fucking double week instead of like that fucking Monday and Tuesday night
yeah.
The way
that we
they
had to
did it-
spend fucking 4 hours of our life that week?
Yeah, it keeps telling me that tomorrow's fantasy suites, and then the following week is just an episode of Women Tell All, but it's not saying anything about the finale
Yeah, so the
Hmm.
finale's probably the next week.
the following week. Yeah.
Yeah, because they wouldn't put them together. It would be too long. It would
Mhm.
literally be like 5 hours.
Please don't.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, it says the finale is going to be March 25th, so we still have 2 weeks to go. So next
That's
week
right.
would be
That's right on top of my birthday.
Women Tell All.
Well, happy birthday. You have to watch The Bachelor.
Turning 32.
What?
So if it's 2 weeks away, then one like the tell-all has to be the same week as one of those episodes then, right?
Yeah.
No, so I guess 3 weeks.
Hometown
I guess 3
is,
weeks.
I mean, Fantasy Suite's the 11th. 18th is the
tomorrow.
tell-all.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the 25th is the finale.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're counting Fantasy Suites as this week. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget, follow us on our social media that we don't post on. We're getting
We'll get
there.
to it. Yeah.
We're getting there. Guys, we are adults with full-time lives and full-time jobs, and we have things going on and student and homework and things. And when some of those things clear up, things will get better.
Yeah.
So follow us at Hot Garbage Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hot Garbage Pod. Like we said, we also have the YouTube at Hot
Please
Garbage
watch
Pod
the
that
YouTube.
we have 5 collective views between everything. So there's that. At Hot
Please
Garbage
watch
Pod.
it.
We get to the end of these and we like start begging people like, pity me. I know that I got mad at Lexi for asking for pity, but I'm at least funny when I'm asking for the pity. So
Exactly.
take pity on my soul.
We're not as serious about it.
Right.
Like we want you to, but
If you're not
you know.
going to, just keep showing up at least.
Yeah.
And maybe when we start posting stuff, maybe all of a sudden you'll feel enticed.
Once you see all of our beautiful faces on like a shorter scale, maybe you'll watch.
Yeah. Like maybe if you're like scrolling through TikTok, like here's what the dream is, right? Scenario. You're just scrolling on TikTok. And all of a sudden, we pop up on your For You page. And you're like, who are they? And who's Craig? And so you then
Who's this bear guy here in the corner?
So then you listen to us for 5 seconds and then you realize how funny we are. And then that gets you into listening to the whole like 20-second TikTok. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, let me go listen to an episode. And that's the dream scenario. That's the dream scenario.
And all of a sudden you're listening to 5 hours of us talking about baseball because Stephanie bought a shirt.
Because Stephanie bought a shirt.
Base-
We gotta get the fuck out of baseball, okay? Okay, guys. So please follow us, take pity on us, love us. Anyway. Thank you guys so much if you listened, who made it all the way here. We appreciate you. And as always, stay trashy.
Well,
Hold
we
on.
commend
My
this-
nose. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
My nose is about to start just leaking.
Actually, while you do that, I have to pee really bad.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Why am I like this? I don't fucking know. I hate this. I don't even have powder on, and my nose is just like. Oh, everybody left. I'm out here talking to myself. I came back on camera with my tissue. Oh. What happens when you leave me alone? He'll never know because he is going to cut it out. He's just going to cut it. He'll never know. Well, this. Bye-bye. Everybody left me, so I was here talking to myself. I like brought the tissue back on camera because I was like, he's just gonna write down the time and then write down the time and just cut it all out. Like he's not gonna know anything I said.
I'm back.
Okay, we're all back. We all have issues, but we're all back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephanie.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So